Mr Speaker, I rise to support the Environment Protection Authority Bill 2010. This EPA is designed to provide the country with strong and independent environment oversight. Strong and independent. And despite Mr Chavel's protests, the concept has wide acceptance across the House and by environmental groups. And I'd like to quote from the Environment and Conservation Organisation of New Zealand, who says, "The government's decision to establish an Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, fully fledged, is welcomed." And it's interesting to see that the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment is also positive about the EPA. She says, "I'm pleased to see the EPA will be a standalone entity, as it will ensure its work is not only independent, but it will be seen to be independent. I'm also encouraged to see that the new EPA will have a high level of technical capability," and that's the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment, Dr. Jan Wright. This bill is very significant because it allows government to provide stronger central government leadership on environmental issues. New Zealand is known overseas for our beautiful natural environment, and we need to make sure that we deliver on our international reputation as a clean, green country. We must improve on the environmental outcomes that we have inherited from 9 years of Labour. Our environmental practices must reflect our reputation and our 100% pure brand. The establishment of the EPA was part of National's election promises and part of our plan for better environmental outcomes. It underpins our blue-green vision of protecting the environment while growing the economy. The two must go hand in hand. New Zealanders are closely connected to their local environments, but the existing legislative framework is too decentralised that some issues are often relitigated across our local authorities. We want to use our personal energy and resources to conserve and to enhance the environment rather than continuously relitigating the same old issues in different places. There is a lot of support for the fact that it's more efficient and effective for a small country of just over 4 million people to regulate some environmental issues nationally. This is an omnibus bill. It amends several environmental acts and establishes the new Environmental Protection Authority as a Crown agent under the Crown Entities Act 2004. It requires the EPA to advise the Minister and exercise powers conferred on it by the Climate Change Response Act 2002, the Hazardous Substances and New Organisms Act 1996 and the RMA 1991. The bill is designed to give greater clarity to environmental functions. The government's reforms are about the Ministry of Environment being focused on policy, the Environmental Protection Authority on administrating regulations, and the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment as an overall systems auditor. That seems a pretty good pattern and a pretty good template for us. The EPA will also bring together under one entity regulatory functions concerning the environment presently split between the Ministry of the Environment, the Minister of Economic Development, the Environmental Risk Management Authority, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. It will ensure the independence of regulatory functions from ministers. The government believes that functions such as national consenting and the administrations of the emissions trading scheme should be at arm's length from the government and in an independent Crown entity. The EPA is to undertake its functions in a way that contributes to the efficient and effective and transparent management of the New Zealand environment and natural and physical resources and enables New Zealand to meet its international obligations. Combining technical and regulatory skills in one body will lead to better informed environmental decisions and greater protection for our natural resources. It brings together a wide range of regulatory functions and provides stronger national direction to the environmental roles of the regional and district councils. The bill also provides for Māori advisory committees to provide advice and assistance to the EPA on policy matter, processes and decisions. The EPA will administer the emissions trading scheme and take over the responsibilities of IRMA and under the Hazardous Substance and New Organism Act 1996. The new EPA will also take over the functions of the temporary EPA, which was established under the amended Resource Management Act last year. And there's also potential for further growth of the EPA with other appropriate functions could be transferred to it. The establishment of a standalone EPA is positive for our environment and for our natural resources. It will be a strong, independent regulatory authority, and it will ensure the protection of our environment at a national level. I support this bill and commend it to the House.